Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sparking Change for Harmonious. Sparking Change for Living in Faith. I'm getting confused with my shows. Today is Living in Faith. Hello, Pablo. Welcome.
Yes, thank you very much, Gigi. It's a pleasure to be here. Always, always, always.
Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you. So, today is one of my favorite topics. We're talking about gratitude, right, in the face of healing. And this can be any type of healing, but it all starts with gratitude. So let's talk about that because Thanksgiving is coming up, and we tend to just think about Thanksgiving, but having and being grateful every day is so important. So let's talk about that.
um, I would say that I'll begin by saying that I encourage everyone to keep a journal, a grateful journal, and what that will do is it will create your whole story of things that you're being grateful for. And the thing is to be grateful in the small things as well as the big things in your life. And
Yeah.
what that does is by keeping this journal is before you know it, you're going to have a journal. Well, I do not have mine in front. Oh, here's my journal. And before you know, you're going to have a journal this big as to all the things as to what you have been grateful for.
Every
And
morning.
when you look at that, some of the things are things that I had asked God for. I had asked God for so many things, and then I wrote them down. I was thankful because it became true. It's a reality for me now. So by keeping a journal, and whenever you're feeling down or anything like that, you have a way of going back and seeing, look at all the things. I was going through this right now, and then it came through. God came through for me. Being grateful shows you God's faithfulness, how faithful He is. In anything that you can ask, He'll eventually give it to you, but it's in His time, not your time. Not when you
That's
think
a
you need
key,
it.
right? That's
Not,
very
not,
important to
not when you
know.
think you need it. Is when He's telling you. The big thing about being grateful is. I'm starting out with being grateful for something that I asked for. So if you're asking for something and some type of anything your heart desires, anything your heart desires, what it says is that if you have had that vision as to this is what you need, this is what's coming to you, God tells you that I am faithful. You will get it. It's going to be in your time. And one thing is, it's not going to be easy. So it's very, very straightforward. But what you have is creating
Mhm.
this journal for yourself. You're able to see that, yes, it was not when I thought I needed it, but it's coming, and before you know it, you're going to be thankful for whatever it is that you're wishing for. So the idea is to be thankful with the small things as well as the big things in life.
And
Uh,
we always absolutely, and one thing is important to also say is that we need to be grateful for what we already have, because that opens up the door to receiving more, right? And we need to stop. We need to stop and take the time to do that, because I found it for myself. In order to have more clarity for my day, to start my day, that absolutely puts peace in my heart to know that, okay, I know what I need to get done and it'll get done. There's just a sense of knowing that when you show your gratitude for what we have already, because everything we have has been given to us, not just by people on earth, right? We also have to acknowledge that it's been given to us by also our creator, the universe, and acknowledge it.
well, the thing that I'm learning about gratitude is that we need to be thankful even when we're hitting the floor. When we're hitting the floor. And I personally, I like to say that I'm a big example of that, that I'm always thankful for anything bad that happens to me. Anything bad that happens to you, or you think it's something bad that's happening to you, why me? Why me? Don't ever say that, because whatever's happening to you, it's just when you hit bottom. When you hit bottom, it's really That's when to me, it's like hitting a bell. Ding, 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 ding. So I know that God is gonna give me whatever it is I'm looking for, and that's really it. And what happens is when you hit bottom, just when you think you're bottom, when you're all the way down, uh, God is waiting to see how you react. Where's your
Yeah.
faith? Where is your faith when you're down? Because God says, when you're down, I want you to see that I am not here for you just in the time of glory or anything like that. I'm with you all the time. I'm with you all the time. If you're sick at the time you need healing, right? You're supposed to be thankful when you're really down and out. When you're really down and out, you're supposed to be thankful because that's how you show God that you have faith and know that He's going to come through for you. That's what you're thankful for. One great example that I have right now is my mom. My mom, I have told the story for anybody that's new right here. My mom, she had a stroke. Her whole left side was paralyzed. And then recently I was taking her on a trip. She fell down and her left side was paralyzed. She fell down. She fell down on her right hand, her right side. And then from that now, she's all like she can't move. Now her left side she could move. Now she's moving. Now she's doing everything, Gigi. My mom is gonna be walking in no time. And
Beautiful.
what my mom said is in Spanish is no hay mal que no un bien no venga. It says there's something bad that happens, something good's going to come from that. That's what she says. That's what she said.
She must
Those
have
were her
studied
words.
Napoleon Hill.
Oh my God! See, yes, yes.
Doesn't he say the same thing? After every adversity carries a seed of equal or equivalent benefit, right? So
It, it,
perfect. Wow.
but living it with my mom and my mom says and she
Mm,
declares that's why I'm using my mom as an example. She
yeah.
says God said that I was not going to end this way. I'm supposed to be walking when she dies. She says so I'm supposed to be walking. My story does not end myself of not walking, not doing things for myself. That's what she declares. That's faith right there. That's
Yes.
that's that's the faith that we're looking for. And gratitude. My mom wakes up with the spirit of gratitude. I know sometimes she doesn't feel good, and I can tell it. Say, Mom, what happened? How you feeling, Mom? But this is her. This is her. And the idea once again is not being grateful just for all the good things that God has given you, anything like that, but be grateful in the bad times as well. Be grateful and showing gratitude when things are you're down
Wow.
and out, when you do not able to see things turning around anytime soon when you want it. That's not the end of the story because that's an adversity. Something good's going to come from that. You're going to become really resilient to anything that's happening to you, and you're going to learn from that. And you're going to know that you know what, I was down. I was all the way down, and I thought that was it for me. But look how strong I am right now. I did not have
Yeah.
any money in the bank. That my story was so I was done. But now look at me. Now I'm lending as opposed to borrowing. How's that? That that-
That's
that's
beautiful.
uh that's the
Having faith.
story that we want to tell. That's the true gratitude. Gratitude is really for me is your true faith, true faith, being grateful without seeing things. My mom being grateful before she even starts walking again. Okay, it's
And
the
it's
same thing.
believing, right? Like the gratitude and believing, like they go together. It's the combination that really shows your faith on
It is all about your faith. Yes,
in yourself first. People say, "Oh, how can I have faith?" It's believing that you deserve it, right? And just like your mom believes that she deserves to walk, regardless of a broken arm, right? Or a broken leg or whatever it is, deserving to enjoy this life. Because I truly feel all of us are here to serve a purpose. The purpose is not to be in pain or suffering. And if we are in pain or suffering, we can transform that by beginning to be grateful for what we have. That's where the transformation comes in.
Gigi, another great example. This past weekend, I went out to the Hamptons, and going out there at 4:30 in the afternoon. This the biggest moon I have seen, and I'm driving for half an hour, and I'm following the moon, the big moon. I mean, think about God created the universe. Think about the moon. Think about the stars, the sun, everything that we see every single day. We have so many things to thank and be thankful for, and
Absolutely.
that's where everything begins. Begin your morning by saying thank you, Lord, for another day. Right? You see, you
Every
can even
morning.
be that. You know very well how we do this,
Every
but
morning. I'll just say something funny that happened to me this morning, and it's about thinking differently. So I putting on my best outfit to be on an interview, and I said I'm not gonna. I didn't eat. I was hungry, and I said I'm gonna have a smoothie, but I'm gonna put a smoothie in my thermos, right? So I
Mhm,
put the smoothie in my thermos. I closed it up. I pushed the button. It's one of those thermos you push the button, right? And I went like this, and my white shirt, I had, I had my, it's called the Naked Mango drink all over my white shirt. And I'm like, I am not going to be upset about this. Something's got to stop me, right, from going out right now. So that means I have to go get changed. And then I put on another shirt. But to be grateful that something like that has happened, you know, the average person would be upset and be angry and have a bad attitude. It was like, nope, I'm not going to let this shirt control me being grateful for where I'm going, right? And changing my attitude. So it's like us really taking control of our thinking so that we can open the doors. And I had a beautiful day, a beautiful interview. It was great. And I look back and I go, that was me controlling it instead of letting the outside control it. So I'm thankful that I had another shirt to wear versus being upset.
myself, anything bad happens to me, something like that, it caused a delay for me. But the
Yeah,
delay to me, God knows where it could have happened. I could have been walking out. I could have been hit by the car at that very
right.
moment. God's holding me back. I always see God's hands in anything bad that happens to me. I always see His hands on me, and I'm always grateful. Well, I get hit with traffic. I get very grateful. Thank you, Lord. I don't know what you're holding me back from. I know you're protecting me. That's really it. That's what being grateful is all about. Being grateful for the good things as well as the bad things. But what I'm making my emphasis right now is that we need to be grateful when we're all the way down, when
Yes,
we're
of
down,
course, of
when we're
course.
down, and we show gratitude. God says, like, look at Pablo. I mean, he's sick, and all these things are happening to him. He doesn't have any money in the bank or anything like that. And look at him. He's thankful, like as if thought, he must know that he's the son of a king, right?
That's right.
That's that's what it's all about. Realizing that you're the son of the son of a king right here, and you're supposed to act like one. Whatever happens right there is all temporary, right?
Absolutely. I love the way you
He,
just said
he's
that.
temporary, right? Well, it was all temporary because then, boom, the change the blouse went out there. You went to have a great interview. Look at that.
No,
No,
it was
and
beautiful. But
really,
again, you're right, it's being grateful without looking at um, expecting anything in return because you're going to get it, right?
yeah,
Being grateful is you're opening up the doors to receiving more. And, I have to say, even in the face of adversity, how do you find the strength to be grateful? It's because it could have been worse. It could have been worse, right? But we're going to switch over to our friends and we're going to start this in Spanish so they understand what we just said.
muy buenas noches. El tema de hoy es cómo encontramos la gratitud en la adversidad. cuando estamos enfermitos, ¿cómo es que nosotros podemos enseñar gratitud cuando uno no tiene, cuando a uno le falta algo? ¿Cómo uno enseña gratitud? Hay mucha gente que muy bien puede estar eh, cualquier razón que usted pueda pensar, sea el amor, sea por finanzas, sea por dinero, sea por trabajo. Todas esas son razones por la cual uno puede estar sintiéndose por bajo y no tiene por qué agradecer, ¿no? No puede por qué sonreír. Pero lo que sucede es que uno tiene que tener fe, mucha fe. Y nuestra fe lo que nos dice es que nosotros tenemos que asumir que todo esto es temporal y que lo que nosotros nos falta, sea ese dinero, sea el amor, finanzas, sea un trabajo, eso nos va a llegar. O sea, todo esto es temporal. Nos va a llegar lo que estamos buscando. Entonces, lo que estoy diciendo es que tenemos que estar agradecidos por lo que todavía no vemos lo que vamos a tener, pero estamos agradecidos por lo que nos va a llegar. Esa es la gratitud. Ese es el mejor ejemplo de la gratitud. Entonces, ahora, si usted está buscando el amor, póngase a pensar que ahí viene la mujer más linda en el mundo, viene el galán más hermoso en el mundo, que ese galán que usted lo tiene, o esa mujer que usted estaba esperando, es una mujer que usted nunca esperaba, es un hombre que usted nunca esperaba, que este señor le iba a abrir la puerta todos los días, que iba a hacer este y el otro para usted, le iba a traer café en la mañana, todas estas cosas. Eso es algo que usted no lo esperaba. Pero usted se pone a agradecer antes de que le llegue, antes de que le llegue. Esa es la gratitud. Y ahora, el ejemplo que yo me puse aquí es agradeciendo antes de que le llegue. El agradecer antes de que se haga sus deseos realidad, eso enseña fe. Eso es pura fe. Ahora, si usted hace un hábito de escribir las razones todos los días por qué usted está agradecido, usted va a tener un librito como el mío. Este librito está lleno de las razones por qué yo estoy agradecido. Son cosas que yo le he pedido a Dios y Dios ha cumplido conmigo. Eso también es para enseñar que Dios es muy fiel. Dios es fiel. Cualquier cosa que usted necesite, Dios le va a dar. Pero aquí también empieza que no es en su tiempo, sino cuando Dios dice que va a ser para usted. Ahí es cuando usted lo va a recibir. Entonces, se pone a escribir en su librito, agradeciendo a Dios por todo lo que le está pasando. Después de poco, usted va a ver ese libro y lo que usted va a ver es que realmente Dios es fiel. Esta va a ser su propia Biblia. La Biblia enseña que Dios es fiel. Dios es fiel. Todas estas páginas, todo lo que está aquí, enseña que Dios es fiel. La fidelidad de Dios. Cualquier cosa que Él ha prometido, Él ha cumplido. No al tiempo que las personas querían, porque todos nosotros tenemos que pasar por pruebas. Las pruebas pueden ser o como podemos llamar, tormentas que uno tiene que pasar por acá, hasta huracanes, lo que sea. Uno tiene que pasar por todas esas. Y todas esas pruebas lo que nos van a hacer a nosotros resistentes. ¿Ok? Porque ¿qué es lo que pasa aquí? Pasa aquí es las pruebas que vienen, en realidad es el diablo que le está atacando a usted, diciendo que Dios no te va a dar lo que tú quieres. Pero ahora, ¿cómo usted encuentra esa fe? La fe esa, usted la va a tener siempre y cuando usted cerca de la palabra de Dios. Si usted está haciendo un hábito de leer la palabra de Dios, de pasar tiempo con Dios. Cuando vengan los ataques aquí contra usted, Es decir, no, 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 eso no va a pasar. Porque Dios dice aquí en Proverbios, que eso no va a ser así. Dios me ha dicho que en Salmos 23, que yo creo va a ser así. ¿Ok? Entonces usted va a estar equipado para cualquier prueba o desafío que le traiga el diablo a usted. Todo eso pasa por parte de las tormentas. Cuando va por las tormentas, los desafíos que usted tiene, todas esas cosas, usted tiene que estar armado para eso. La manera que nos armamos es leyendo la Biblia, conociéndole más a Dios. Ahora, una idea aquí para que lo vean muy bien. En la Biblia tiene la historia de Daniel, ¿no? A ver, ¿cuántos saben la historia de Daniel? Ah, mucha gente, ok, ok. Mire lo que pasa, a Daniel eventualmente se le tiran en la jaula con los leones, ¿no? Ok, ahora, si usted no tiene fe, usted se pone ahí a pensar, a ver, los leones, ahí cuando me matan, aquí fue todo, se terminó. ¿No? Pero Daniel cuando le tiraron con los leones, y ahí la foto, la imagen que uno tiene es que los leones están por allá y Daniel está viendo al cielo. Daniel está viendo a Dios. Esa es la fe. Esa es la fe. La fe no es que donde usted se encuentra, no es donde usted se encuentra, la fe está dentro de usted. Ahí, y usted es el que ve a Dios, y usted sabe que si usted está con Dios, ningún león le va a comer, nada le va a pasar a usted. Eso es la fe. Entonces, coja el ejemplo aquí de Daniel y póngale en su vida. ¿Cuáles problemas usted está teniendo en este momento? Eh, Usted no debería estarse concentrando en sus problemas. Usted debe concentrarse en la persona que le va a resolver sus problemas. Esa persona es Dios. La cosa más linda en el mundo. ¿Qué tal? La- ¿Está pensando en un problema? No, no, no. No piense en los problemas. Póngase como Daniel. Daniel no estaba pensando en los leones. Daniel no estaba pensando en los leones. Él estaba pensando en Dios, la persona que le iba a liberar de esos leones. Qué cosa más bella, ¿no? Y usted puede sentir esa misma paz que Daniel sintió si usted confía en Dios, sabe que Él es omnipotente, para Él todo es posible. Lo que se dice imposible para nosotros, para Dios todo es posible. Esa es la fe en medio de la adversidad. Pero ahora, si usted quiere ver cómo Dios es así fiel con usted, escriba su librito de gratitud. Escriba su libro de gratitud. Después de poco tiempo, este librito va a estar lleno y va a ver cuántas veces Dios cumplió con todo lo que usted deseaba. So, Gigi, uh, and I'm switching over because I had the opportunity to consider the story of Daniel in the lion's den, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which I did not share in English. Uh, Talking about true faith. I mean, when you look at Daniel, he's surrounded by the lions, right? It's the lions. They really all the problems that we have, the unemployment, the lack of love, financial situation. Those are the problems. Daniel is not worried. He's not looking at his problems. The lions that could very well eat him out alive like that. Daniel is looking up at God. He knows that God is the one is gonna help him with everything. So what I'm saying is we all have problems. Do not focus on the problems. Put
Right.
your mind with the man that's going to help you resolve all those problems. Your faith is the one that's going to make it all happen. And the perfect example is the example of Daniel in the lion
Yes.
den. And then the lion signifying all the problems that we all have. And then Daniel being the example, showing us that we have to focus on God, the person that's gonna the God, the one that's gonna resolve all of our problems. We're not supposed to be focused on our problems. The one that wants us to focus on our problems is the devil. God
Of
says,
course.
focus on me. I will take care of everything for you.
And we have to trust that. We have to believe in the unseen. And when we do that, I mean, I've, witnessed it myself. I've been through it where, again, being very sick. And I know the doctors will help me, but I know God helps through the doctors. You say, how do you solve the problem? God's not going to come down here and solve the problem. But no, God will give you the resources you need. He will bring something into your intuition to make you do something to help you. That's how the help comes. It doesn't come, like you say, when you need it, it comes at His timing. So it's, really trust, be sure.
The big takeaway right here is whenever you're faced with adversity, any problems that you have, think about Daniel in the lion's den. All those lions are all the problems that we have. Do not focus on the problems. Focus on God. When you focus on God, you're showing your faith. You're showing your faith. And what happens is by focusing on God, getting into the scriptures, getting into your Bible, you're really getting to know God's character. And when you do that, whenever you have those attacks, one of those lions tries to come to you, you automatically you're able to fight back. You're building your own armor as to how it is you're going to fight back. And what you're really doing is you building up that faith, knowing that when you have God, you do not need anything else.
So
It's
beautiful.
completely amazing. I mean,
That
it's like Psalm 23, right? So I love it. I love it.
Thank you so much, Pablo. I love when you go into it and you really break it down to like the scriptures to show us it happened before. It's not new, right? Our stories are not new. So, thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you, Pablo, for your words of wisdom today. And I am your host, Giovanna Tardarone.
And I am Pablo Sanchez. A pleasure to be here always, Gigi. Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone for joining us. And this is Living in Faith.